back with more Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is episode 2 of season 1. Very excited to see how things continue on after the first episode, which I watched a little while ago now, but I'm hoping this is going to be back as like a regular occurrence on my channel now, is the plan. We'll see how that goes, but for now, that's what I'm going to commit to. And I've been really excited to carry on with this for a while, ever since obviously, we had a bit of a to be continued at the end of the first episode. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where things go next and to learn a bit more about these characters and this world. And yeah, I think it should be very, very exciting because I did really enjoy the first episode, and obviously I've heard such incredible things about this show. And I have been meaning to get back to it sooner than this, but there's just been no time because this year is nuts. Although by the time you're watching this, it will be 2021. So I don't necessarily mean this year is nuts, depending on how 2021's going. But hopefully it's going good for you guys, better than 2020. That is the year I'm referring to. This is completely irrelevant. Anyway, very excited to carry on, and let's just jump back into the next one. They looked so pleased.
The foreigner is banished from our village.
Sokka, you're making a mistake.
No, I'm keeping my promise to.
Is he not a fan of warm colours?
Would you really choose him over your tribe? Your own family?
I mean, he's got a cool big mammothy thing.
Katara.
That's fun.
I don't want to come between you and your family.
Too late.
So, let's see your bison fly now, air boy.
Come on, Appa.
All right.
Do it. Yep.
Well, I guess they'll never see each other again.
No potty breaks.
Oh. Suppose that could be an effective weapon against the Fire Nation. You could put them out if you pee on them. But if they think they're going to be attacked, I'd be like, can you stick around for this, Aang? Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's serious. Oh, he looks like Voldemort. Ah, it's like Magneto. He was all there like, we can't waste any time in preparing for the attack, but let me just go put all this makeup on my face. I came in like a wrecking ball. Buddy, what are you going to do to the giant ass boat? Do you want to go penguin sledding? Don't shout before you attack. It's never going to end well. Oh. Okay. Well. Wah, wah, wah. Oh my god. He's like, I'm not paid enough for this.
I've spent years preparing for this encounter. Training. Meditating. You're just a child.
Well, you better be good then.
You're just a teenager. If I go with you, will you promise to leave everyone alone?
Aww. Well, this could have gone better.
I know you don't like Aang, but we owe him.
Katara, are you gonna talk all day or are you coming with me?
Hey!
Sokka!
I knew he had a heart of gold.
We're going to save your boyfriend.
He's not my...
Whatever. What do you two think you're doing?
Fishing?
You'll need these. You
Ah,
have
sweet.
a long journey ahead of you.
There's no way we're gonna catch a warship with a canoe.
This is where I come in.
Papa!
Whoa! That's cool.
Yep.
Think it was that one.
You did it, Sokka!
He's flying! He's flying! Katara, he's... I mean, big deal, he's flying.
Let yourself be a kid, for God's sake.
Thanks anyway!
Wow, you guys suck. Ah, that was good.
I
Looks like I underestimated you.
Oh dear. I mean, he also fell for a booby trap again. He's trained all these years for this, but he seems to only have one move. Oh! Oh! Well, he's dead. Or maybe not. Oh! You just got to rain on his parade, didn't you? Whoa! He's gone all glowy. I assume that's a good thing. Oh, controlling the water. Water beats fire, bitch.
Thanks for coming.
Well, I couldn't let you have all the glory.
I dropped my staff.
Got it.
They keep trying to find each other. Will you just give up, sir? Will you? Thank you.
Katara!
Oh no. Nice.
I didn't ask for all this flying and magic.
I mean, you did want to see him fly. Not today, folks. Oh. And they all drowned. The end.
Take the ship out and follow them. As soon as you're done with that.
They do have a good blend of humour in this.
Why didn't you tell us you were the Avatar? Because I never wanted to be.
They never want to be, buddy.
If we go to the North Pole, you can master waterbending. We can learn it together.
Book 1.
And Sokka, I'm sure you'll get to knock some firebender heads on the way.
I'd like that. I'd really like that.
Then back over here we'll ride the hog monkeys. They don't like people riding them, but that's what makes it fun.
I mean, I will do what he says. Damn, that went really quickly. Okay, that was another really great episode. I might have even preferred this one to the first one. It really gave you a good glimpse at, okay, this is, you know, the characters are going to be following, this is kind of the main story, this is where they're heading, this is kind of our big long-term plan. Because it's, you know, they've been saying book 1, water. So I don't know if this entire season is like made up of like 3 books, or if a season is a book. I don't know exactly how long the show is. So either way, I think they have room to kind of do little deviations, and you know, sometimes I'm sure they'll do episodes that just focus on certain characters and may not advance the plot as much, which I don't mind, especially when it's like 20-minute episodes, and it will allow for world building and things like that if that's the route they kind of go down. I'm not quite sure. But either way, I think they really did a great job at setting up the characters and give you a decent insight into exactly what is next for them in the like, not just the long-term future, but the immediate future as well, because they're going to go and learn waterbending, which is cool because then it isn't just about Aang, it could be about Katara as well, because she obviously specialises in that and she can advance her skills. And then we had Sokka, who can just beat some guys up he doesn't like, which is why he's in it. So yeah, I think the dynamic of those 3 is really good so far. I'm looking forward to seeing that develop and change and grow over time, whether or not it becomes strained at any point, or if they just become like really close friends. I would really like to see that, especially obviously with Sokka and Aang. I'd like to see them become like really good friends, because they've started off on such kind of opposite sides, really. I mean, it's more so one-sided hatred, I would say, but I don't think Sokka really hates Aang as much as he might let on. I think that's just kind of his bit, isn't it? Because he was like, oh, when's this thing gonna fly? And it actually flies, he gets really excited about it, but then immediately kind of goes back on that. So I just feel like he puts a lot of responsibility on himself. He's not allowing himself to just be a kid and be young and enjoy things, because he has a lot of responsibility and a lot of worries on his shoulders, which I think are somewhat warranted at times, but maybe Aang and hanging out with him can kind of allow him to unleash that kind of inner child again and actually enjoy being young and enjoy the little things as opposed to just worrying about this, that and whatever. Because Aang does have that quality to him. He can be quite carefree and just wants to go sledding or have a good time. But as we saw in this episode, when it comes down to it, he can get shit done. Some really cool moves. I loved him kind of cutting his ropes on like the helmet of that guy he jumped over. When he like blew and him and that guy went soaring backwards, and obviously then he kind of did some really cool stuff with the water at the end there. And like moving the fire away. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Aang's abilities kind of advance as well. And Katara, how her waterbending might get better and better, because she's still obviously not perfect, as we saw. She did kind of freeze her brother, but she got there in the end. She did it, you know, when it truly mattered. She did freeze those guys. So yeah, I'm excited to see where their journeys may take them physically, and like what new locations we may see, because it seems like they are going to be bouncing all over the place and not like a set location that we're going to spend like the show in, which I quite like the idea of. I think especially when it's like a cartoon or an animated show, you know, you can afford and it's a bit easier to make all these different locations and travel all over the place. And I think they've done such a good job of it, kind of explaining and hinting at the scale of this world that we're in, with all like these different nations and stuff going on. It makes sense that the show would take us to all these different places, and I assume at some point we will see like all the different nations, so that could be really cool, like filling out that world. So yeah, very excited for that and to see where all these characters are going to grow and change so far. But I really like them all. I like the dynamics a lot. I like how Aang is still very young and carefree, but when it counts, he can get serious, and he also clearly has a good heart, and he was willing to kind of just sacrifice himself to keep all the villagers safe, because he heard the kids crying and stuff like that. They were scared. So clearly, you know, he has a really great balance of being like a century old, but also being a kid. And I imagine he'll learn to really balance that as time goes on, because I don't know if things are going to stay hunky-dory forever. There may come a time where he kind of has to grow up a bit, and that's when maybe having Sokka around will also help. I think those two will be really good for each other, and I think Katara will also be there to kind of keep them both in line and not allow either one of them to go too far either way on that scale. So I think that kind of trio is going to be really fun to see a bit more of, but I like all of them. They'll bring something quite different to it, so that should be cool to see where it goes with them. Then we have like Zuko and the Fire Nation, all those kind of villains. I assume they're villains. We don't really know a lot of their backstory. They're presented as villains in the show anyway, but maybe we'll delve a bit more into that. I imagine we will. They can't give him, you know, they can't give Zuko that big scar and those burn marks or something and not actually tell us how he got them. I imagine we'll get some more backstory on that, because it's far from over with him, but he's determined. I will give him that. He will not just let things lie, but he also seems very willing to learn. He spent his entire life learning, like he was saying. He was preparing for this moment all this time, but ultimately he still underestimated Aang, and he said he won't let that happen again, so we'll see. And it does make sense that if Aang, etc., are going to get better and better and train and master all these different elements and stuff, Zuko needs to get better alongside them if he's going to continue to be a threat to them, which I assume he will be. So yeah, I'm intrigued to find out a bit more about that. But he can also have like his comical moments. He was like, you know, oh, go after them or whatever. And, oh, well, but as soon as you're done with that, because they're all stuck in the ice and stuff. So a really great balance of like the comedy. I really like the subtle humour that this show kind of has going for it so far. I think that works very well, because it's not too like silly and like detracting from like more serious moments. I think it is very well balanced how they've done that. So I like that a hell of a lot as well. And it was cool to see Sokka kind of be thankful that Aang came back to help them, and then their gran kind of sent them on their way when Aang gave himself up. Sokka was also like, well, let's go after him and get the boat ready and stuff. So, you know, they didn't need to drag out, oh, I'm not sure about this Aang fellow. They didn't drag that out for too long, which I did appreciate, because those kind of stories can get quite old very quickly. So I think they are aware of that, clearly. So I think they know how to tell a good story, and they've certainly set up an amazing one, and I can't wait for this journey to continue. This flew by. Like, that's one of my biggest compliments I can pay this episode, is that it did not feel like 21 minutes at all. I was so shocked when it was over. I thought it'd been like 10, 15 minutes at most. So yeah, pacing wise, I think it's spot on. Got a really great setup with the characters and the world and this journey up ahead. Intriguing kind of villains as well. In Zuko, to see exactly what's going on with him and learn a bit more about, what's his relationship with his father's like, what is their history, why did the Fire Nation even attack in the first place and like disrupt all this peaceful existence? Like, what reasons did they have for that? Was it power? Was it something else? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I am more than willing to wait and see, because I am definitely quite hooked on this already. I just want to binge it, but that's unfortunately, very sadly, not possible. But either way, I really, really enjoyed this episode. Really impressive. And I'm saying really a lot, which means I must be impressed. So yeah, loved it. And I can't wait to see where they're going to take all this next for the rest of this season and beyond. But fantastic setup with these first 2 episodes. Great kind of world building and getting some hints at potential character arcs where things may go story-wise and character-wise. So there's a lot to kind of think about and enjoy and speculate on as we actually see what they will happen and what will play out. So yeah, love this a lot. Can't wait for more. And until my next reaction, thanks for watching.